What's up, guys? Welcome to another RuneScape Walk and Talk. I got my cup of water here. I'm ready to commentate, so let's just get started. Alright, so basically today I'm going to be talking about man, right as I say that I start to cough. But today I'm going to be talking to you guys about RS3 and, whether it's going to kill a lot of RuneScape 3 players. And I'm going to tell you why it might in a second. Okay, so RS3 is inevitably coming out. Whether you like it or not, it's gonna come out. It's coming out July 22nd, 2013, so it's almost with us. It's about a week and a half. Yeah, a week and a half until basically it's upon us, so we have to get ready. And you guys need to know the basics about RS3 and just stuff in general about RS3, so I'm gonna be talking about that. Okay, so RS3 in general is going to be a more graphics heavy game than the current RuneScape. That's just a fact. Unless you play already on the maximum settings, then it's going to be a bit more graphics intensive. Fixed screen is not going to have as many options, and it's going to be a bit more cluttered in fixed screen, so that kind of sucks. And the reason, or how I know this, is I did the new interface system for hours and hours, because that's the interface system that's going to be incorporated with RS3, and the coding is going to be HTML5, yet they're going to have a Java backup, so just seeing on which one's going to be less laggy, and I'll use the less laggy one. I do not have the best of PCs. I say for a RuneScape player, I have a better PC than the average RuneScapian, but I'm not on some like epic beefed up PC. It's just basically a PC with a graphics card in it. That's about it. But RS3 will right now. It is in beta. The new system interface that I used on fixed screen, I would still get 50 FPS while recording, 50 outside of recording, 50 in like what's it called, in just like high population areas like the Grand Exchange, just 50 basically everywhere. On resizable, I got 50 everywhere, and then while recording, I got around 40. It was dipping around 40 to 45, so it is going to be a little bit graphics intensive for you guys that don't have the best of PCs. So that's why I'm wondering, how will Jagex code it to make it so it's appropriate for even the worst of computers? Because if you guys didn't know, RuneScape, I don't like RuneScape lag in my opinion. Some people can deal with 10 to 15 frames per second. I'm not the kind of guy that likes 10 to 15 frames per second. So if it really comes down to it and I'm not getting great frames on RS3, I'm probably just going to scrap this computer, take out the hard drive, wipe it, take the product key, and then put in a new hard drive, and then just sell it on Craigslist or something, just depending, and then use my new hard drive and my new PC, save like $20 or something, and just have a better PC and be able to record at 50 frames everywhere. But anyways, I was actually talking to a JMod about RS3 and divination and all that other stuff. Okay, so RS3 definitely coming out on July 22nd. That is a fact. It is not going to change 100% of the way. Mod Tom H confirmed it, so that is great. Okay, divination. Okay, if the biggest YouTubers on YouTube that play RuneScape obviously cannot get a word out of these guys, then I had to ask, because there was always that slight chance that they would do it, but I basically knew that they weren't going to give me the information, because if somebody like Silent, well, he plays 07. If somebody like Scape Skill Arrest or Eraser Gaming can't even get a slight lead, even though they are mainly PVMers, I'll give you that, but still, even if they can't get the slightest lead on divination with their amount of subscribers, there's no way that I could, but just had to ask. So divination, don't know when it's coming out. Roughly, I've heard roughly a month after RS3 is coming out, so maybe then. I have no idea, but yeah. Now divination, no clue. And I asked him if RS3 was going to be laggy or not, and he took a really long time to respond. And I was in Daemonheim, I was dungeoning, I saw his response, was like, oh cool. So I go to get out Gyazo. I just use Gyazo, and then I get the link, and then I just download it there. And then by the time I got Gyazo, it was already gone. I was like, oh my gosh. So that kind of sucked. But I really did ask him. You guys can see footage of me actually asking him other things, like, you know, like questions and stuff like that. But I did manage to talk to him for quite a while. So, you know, that was pretty cool. And we just chatted a bit. He is part of the Q&A team, so, you know, he knows a lot about RS. He's not some guy that's part of the, you know, just like the bug abuse team that doesn't really know much about RS. They just know about coding and stuff. He actually knows a bunch about RS. But that was my fun experience with the JMod. I mean, he was pretty cool. He gave me some information, and he was overall a nice guy. He didn't seem like a mean JMod. When Virago actually came out, I got to talk to another JMod. I forgot what her name was. It was a girl. It was Mod C something, like Chrissy, not Chrissy. It was a girl. I know that, and it was Mod C something. Like, so if you guys know any of the mods that are named that have C and then some other letters after it, you know, feel free to list them. But I kind of made a bunch of jokes about Mod Mark, and she's like, yeah, Mod Mark's right around the corner. That was my terrible British accent, if you guys could tell. You know, I'm terrible with British accents. I'm terrible with accents in general, but, you know, had to try. So apparently she works right across, or not right across, but right around the corner from Mod Mark. And as you guys know, he's the lead developer for RuneScape. But he's not the CEO. He's just the lead developer, yet he gets all of the hate. You know, he brought in Wheel of Fortune, all this stuff, you know. What I was really mad about, I wasn't really too mad about the Wheel of Fortune. I was more mad about how he changed the Dragon Scimitar look. The old Dragon Scimitar, this was a while ago too, guys. This was back in 2010, 2009. He changed the look of the Dragon Scimitar twice. The first time it looked like a potato on like a scimitar. Like, I mean, it was just so dumb. And then the second time, you know, they made it to look more realistic, but I mean, come on. If you guys did not know, the old Dragon Scimitar, man, that thing was beast. It was a sexy thing. It you know, it was a really good weapon too, and it used to hit a lot higher. But if you guys didn't know, Jagex likes to nerf the weapons that are used to be good, and then they implement new weapons. Because if you guys remember, these skims were amazing back in the day, along with whips. Whips, they were a little bit better, but these skims were amazing back in the day. And then once they added chaotics, whips, they were still sort of effective. You know, they were still pretty good, but they were not nearly on the level of what they used to be. Like, if you would calculate the damage before and after chaotics, you know, it wasn't the same. They had to nerf it a bit and then raise chaotics a bit above that to, you know, balance it out. And then they totally pissed on the Dragon Scimitar. Nobody used the Dragon Scimitar actually after that much, unless you were PKing with Dragon Claws and, you know, you didn't have a lot of money to actually spend. So, you know, I don't like it when I like it when new items come in the game, but don't nerf the other items. I mean, it's true that everything gets more overpowered after that, but, you know, it's just a thing. Right now we have sound like a southern person. I am southern myself. I live in one of the southern states, just letting you guys know. But right now we have the Ascension crossbows, the dual Ascension crossbows. That's dual weapons for range, level 90. We have the dual Drygores, which, you know, level 90 melee gear, and we have the, I think it's the Sagittarius or something like that, orb and wand. I personally do not know much about the loots from Virago because I haven't really done Virago, but, you know, we have all three things for all three combat styles. We have the dual weapons for everything. Now, what I think they're going to start doing is they're going to implement some new armor with the release of RS3. This is just speculation for myself, you know. It's just a guess, you know. It's not something set in stone, but they recently, you know, they introduced the mage armor. Now, they have Tetsu and they have Sea Singer and they have Death Lotus, but Besides that, I think they're level 85 or 80. I don't really remember. I think it's 85 for all three of them, defense. And then we have level 80 power armor, which is Nex armors from, obviously Nex. But besides that, we don't really have any level 90 armor. And if you look at it, I think that they're going to implement it soon because we haven't had a really big armor update ever since ports. And how long has been ports has been out for almost a year in my opinion. I didn't really do ports at the very beginning because I was like, what are ports? Those are useless. I don't have the stats to do ports. Because if you guys didn't know, ports takes quite a bit of stats. But I was really like, man, I don't feel like doing ports. I don't feel like checking it. So, I got behind everybody. James was hardcore doing the ports. And, I really miss James. He was a nice RuneScape commentator. He was one of the best in my opinion. And, the RuneScape community is going to miss him. It's going down a little bit because, obviously James quit. And James and Simon. Simon was more of the ESC player. It's just he was pretty cool too. But RuneShark has quit, and I think it is gonna take a major impact on the RuneScape community because, in all honesty, they were the best YouTube video makers that I knew of. I liked them the best. They covered everything. They knew how to PVM. They knew how to skill. They knew about everything. They were all-around players except for PvP. They cannot PvP. I myself am an all-around person. I don't XP waste when I skill. I know how to boss. And, I can PK. Just ask a few of my friends. Ask Brian Tech. Ask the Boxer. So I can PK pretty well, whether that be Minecraft or RuneScape. But I'm going to cut the clip here. I've been rambling for too long, so I'll see you guys in the next video. This is Iron Fury, signing off.